You heard Dean Guthrie. Phil wouldn't let Lucy out of his sight. Think about it, Rosie. How many fathers do you know share a room with their teenage daughter? He was having a sexual relationship with her.
Not relationship, it's abuse. Disgusting.
Ever since her treatment, she has prized every moment of her life.
Using another name implies the need to live in a fantasy. We know the injury to her wrist was self-inflicted. She had a drug problem.
So she wasn't a saint after all.
I reckon these are all escape mechanisms. It's the same with the prostitution.
How'd you work with that?
Well, Olivia Bryson said Lucy loved money. Made her feel important. It's an empowerment thing, bolstering self-esteem. Except she feels guilty about spending it. She purchases drugs instead, hands them around to all her friends to make her feel important. She uses her body to sell sex. Della Waterman said she made a pass at her. Poor girl doesn't know whether she's coming or going. She's a jumble of inappropriate sexual behavior.
It's viable. Maybe Phil Seabrook murdered his little princess because she was pregnant.
There's no easy way of telling you this. The semen found on your daughter's undergarments matches your husband's DNA.
You are?
Sorry.
No. You're insane. You're wrong. You gotta be wrong. Why are you trying to do this to my family? No. No, I'm not having it. What are you trying to do?
Sit.
What are you trying to do to this family? You're wrong!
Feed it through. Keep feeding it. It's like...
It's used to knock the taps into beer kegs. Diameter matches the victim's head injuries. It may not be the same, of course, but...
Okay, can I have the house lights down, please? Well...
There's blood spatters. And quite a lot of them.
Get your hands off me!
Anything you do say may be given
Get
evidence.
off! Get off me! I haven't done anything! Get off! See ya! Get off me! I haven't done anything!
No. Get him in the car. Go! Go! Okay. Calm down. Calm down now. Calm it. All right. Okay. Calm down. Let him go. Okay. Here he is.
Yeah.
Right. You got everything?
Yes.
Time for a cool head, I reckon.
This is incest. Incest and murder, Gov.
Yeah, well, we don't know that. Not for sure. Was Lucy carrying your baby?
I didn't kill her.
Did you rape your own daughter?
I didn't kill her.
We found your semen on her knickers. Why was that? Blood samples taken from the wall of the cellar pub indicate that Lucy had been struck repeatedly.
I did not kill Lucy.
Did you know your daughter was working as a prostitute, Mr. Seabrook? She had a caution for soliciting.
Nah.
Did you murder her because the baby wasn't yours?
You're lying.
You think she'd been sullied in some way?
You're lying!
How old was Lucy when you started abusing her?
It is not abuse. It's not abuse if both parties agree.
You shared a room on a sponsored bike ride to Land's End some 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Lucy was 14.
And?
You having sex with her then?
We were in love. We fell in love.
All kids love their parents. It's a response to knowing that they're being nurtured and protected.
I looked after her.
And when they're not, it becomes a need for approval.
No.
Did she seek approval sexually?
No.
Was yours a conditional love in exchange for something that you wanted?
No! I couldn't have harmed her. Not my Lucy.
What were your movements the night Lucy disappeared?
Phil took over the bar. I had a late dinner. I came back down. Phil had a few more pints and staggered off to bed.
How long were you upstairs, Celia?
About an hour or so.
And was Lucy still around when you came down?
I told you before, she wasn't.
Was there anything to suggest that Phil and Lucy might have had words during the day? Acting out of character at all?
Well, Lucy weren't drinking that night. Phil was a bit offended. He kept pushing one on her, do you know what I mean? Tried to get her into the spirit.
Well, maybe Lucy was feeling unwell.
Well, she did go to the bog every 5 minutes. Celia asked her what was wrong. Lucy bit her head off. Told her to mind her own business.
What did Celia say?
Nothing. Just made herself scarce.
You never questioned the nature of Phil and Lucy's relationship?
It didn't cross my mind. They were always together.
Do you think Phil was abusing Lucy under your roof?
I don't want to think about it.
That's not an option right now, Celia. What do you remember of your pregnancy with Lucy?
It was difficult.
Lots of morning sickness?
Look, why are you asking me this?
All those hormone changes, you know, going to the loo every 5 minutes, pressure on your bladder.
Yes.
You didn't recognise those symptoms in Lucy?
Not that I'm aware, no.
So why did you ask her what was wrong? Celia, we were told that you asked her what was wrong.
It was hardly worth mentioning. I mean, she was always spiky.
Well, did you know she was into drugs?
No.
Do you know that she was harming herself with razors as well?
You what?
Yeah, there were some cuts on her arms. You didn't notice that either?
No, I didn't.
What sort of mother are you?
What do you mean? I didn't know about...
OK, thank you. I'm terminating this interview at 13:21. If you could give us a moment. Rosie, outside.